everybody. I'm Cassidy, one of your Indianapolis Colts cheerleaders, and you're watching the Bleav in Colts podcast.
What's going on, Colts Nation? I'm Lawrence Owen. With me, as usual, is my guy, Jerraud Powers, who is on location during his fall break. Jerraud. Rodney won't be here with us. That's why I was trying to say, because of the short turnaround, right, of the week with the Broncos on Thursday. He can't join us today. I do have an audio recording answering a couple questions for me. But Jerraud, how's it going, man? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing better than what our Colts are doing right now. So I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain.
Oh, I'll tell you what, man. I do a live game reaction on my other show for every game. And this is the game where I'm just like, we can't continue doing this stuff. This stuff, there's a problem here with a couple things,
Yeah.
And we'll get into that in just a moment. But to me, it's not on the defensive side. The defense, I think, is playing as good as they can, what you can ask for what the offense has given them. But before we get into that, I just want to remind everybody that football is back, as you know, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. As your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events like Major League Baseball, MMA, tennis, boxing, even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use promo code Bleav, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. Bet online, where the game starts. Well, that was a change up. I almost tripped over my own words trying to read that ad, man, because it's been first time it's been different in like 2-3 months. So coming out of this game, first off, I think most Colts fans walking into this game felt a lot better about the team after the Kansas City game and thought, hey, we really have a shot at beating this Tennessee Titans, who have really whooped our butts the last couple years. And after the first half, I think a lot of Colts fans probably turned the TV off. I mean, it was bad. The offense would not stop turning the football over and could not get anything going in the run game, which has been the repeating issue for this offense the entire year, right?
Right. No, you're hitting it on the head, man. I think we knew going into this year how everything was going to be focused on JT and how all defenses was going to compare for JT. And I don't know what our offensive line issues is. I don't know what Matt Ryan issue is with every time he gets sacked, losing the ball. I mean, like you said, it's just so many issues on the offensive side of the ball that seems like it needs to get, I guess, kind of, fixed or cleaned up a little bit. Defensively, I mean, we got some issues as well, but it's not as big as the offense. I mean, you watched the first TD run by Derrick Henry, or it might have been the second. I think it's the first one on the corner where Isaiah Rodgers kind of came in a little too quick, too early. So we got some stuff we need to clean up as well on the defensive side of the ball. But like you said, the defense has kind of been put in some bad positions, all year, and they're doing the best that they can. So we can't expect them to just go out every time and just stop people. But, man, I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I know every Sunday anything can happen, but you would think when you're playing divisional teams, the fight will be a little bit, closer in that sense. And even though the score might, say that the game was close, when you watch that game, Tennessee controlled that game the entire time.
Absolutely. They sure as heck did. So I had the opportunity, Rodney said, to send him some questions about the game, even though we won't be able to make the show, and he'll send them back. So I got some questions I sent to him. The first one is about, having Mike Mitchell, a guy who he has played against while Mike was in Pittsburgh, as his new safeties coach. The second one is the slow starts for the team. How do you fix those slow starts for the team where the other team, it looks like the Colts are spotting the other team, 14, 17 points, kind of hard to come back from games like that. And then I wanted to talk about, the Derrick Henry effect from this past Sunday. And here's what he had to say.
Be in the room with us as a safeties coach, watching him, back when he played with Pittsburgh, man, just was an enforcer back there, making his presence felt, at all times. And me also playing the free safety position majority of my career, him also wearing 23 is definitely somebody game that I, modeled after, the physicality, and it's good to now, have his football IQ in our room to be able to share with us, help us out, give us tips, indicators that we need. Mike's always real good at that, and that's what I enjoy most, man. And of course, sharing some memories of old of maybe playing against one another, which is weird, but it's part of the game, man. And so he's an extension of us, not farther removed. Brings a lot of emotion, man, into the room, an attitude, which you need. So it's good having Mike around, man. He's a great asset to not only our room but our defense as a whole. And then secondly, about why the difference of two halves for us, why we're starting the way that we are. I can't really pinpoint necessarily why. I just know it has to get fixed, must be fixed in order for us to win games, because it's very hard to win in this league, and if you spot teams consistently, 14, 17 points in one quarter alone, especially at the beginning of the game, it's going to be very hard for you to win any games in the league. So we know we have to turn that around. We have to find a way to put a complete game together, really put 4 quarters, 60 minutes of high level, ball, from, execution standpoint, tackling, communication, physicality, man, everything that defense encompasses. Like, we have to, find a way to do that. And at the end of the day, teams are going to drive the ball right. I think we have to find a way to hold teams to more field goals. We have to improve on our sudden change. Games are not going to be perfect. Offense is going to turn the ball over at some point, and we have to be able to stand up and accept that challenge and say, hey, look, even though they're here on the 30-yard line, they get no more. The most they get is a field goal. We have to be greedy. We have to be stingy. And so I think that's our mindset, especially coming up this Thursday. And when it comes to the run game, Derrick Henry, that offense is kind of starts and ends with 22, man, knowing that they were going to hand the ball off to him. They were going to get him involved in the screen game. They were going to check the ball down to him. Everything that we saw on film and discussed, like they did. We unfortunately just, again, didn't do the fundamentals well early on, especially, when we're talking about in the run game. I think he had 100 yards on the ground first half. That just came down to tackling, not necessarily knocking him back, allowing him to fall forward for extra yardage, gap sound, anchoring and force, getting out, all those things show, man. And when you have a good running team like the Titans, you can't do those things, and it will hurt you at the end of the day. And I think we all saw that in the first half, and we come back in the second half, man, and hold them to very minimal yardage, and that's hard to do. They still were trying to run a normal offense, but we were getting downhill. We were allowed no yards after contact, and we're stout, man. playing very stingy defense, and that's what we're capable of doing. And so we have to find a way to ensure that we do that from the first snap to the last, because that's what it's going to take to win the game this Thursday. More importantly, in every game moving forward, since urgency has to go up, and we got to find a way to just get this next one and get things rolling.
Thank you for watching Jerraud Powers and I here on Bleav in Colts, part of the Bleav Podcast Network. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and tag that notification bell so that you're notified next time we upload a video or go live. And don't forget, you can hit that little red share button, help us out a lot with exposure and getting our stuff out to more fans. Now, let's get back to the video. So, he talked about last week going into this game. You and him both shared stories about, you don't tackle these kind of guys high. I watched the game, and there was a point, and I want to refer to you on this because he wasn't actually running the football, but there was a throw to him in the flat, and Rodney came up to hit him high on a throw to the flat. Is that a different situation than when he's running the football? Do you try to hit high to knock the ball out of his hands, or do you think he should have probably went low anyhow? Or are you allowed to hit low when a guy is receiving the football in that type of situation?
It depends. It depends on the situation. Like most times, like my old rule was, if I was playing against Derrick Henry and we can look at each other eye to eye, I'm normally going to hit him low, and he knows that I'm going to hit him low, but if it was a situation where his eyes are not on me, then you want to take your shot high because he's not prepared for the hit yet. So when Rodney's coming down and he's, looking at the quarterback, getting ready to catch the ball, Rodney's right and taking his shot up high because Derrick hasn't got going yet. He's kind of standing still, and you want to make sure you wrap him up. Sometimes you can hit low in certain situations and it can be deemed dirty. And a lot of players don't want to have that dirty rap about them, even though it might not be intentional or anything like that. But sometimes guys, you want to protect guys. At the end of the day, you're not trying to hurt guys intentional. And sometimes when you see guys that's in vulnerable positions, you'll rather hit them the proper way rather than taking a shot at a knee or an ankle when they're not, prepared to brace for that type of situation. So.
Okay. So he talked about starting off slow, spotting Derrick 100 yards in the first half, spotting 17 points basically in the first quarter, things like that. The Colts starting slow. What are some of the things that maybe you want to add on to what Rodney said?
He's right. We just got to figure out how to, get out of this slump of starting slow. When he says that it's hard to win in the NFL, it is very hard to win in the NFL. Like I said, we play Houston, we tie Houston, we go to Jacksonville where everybody was thinking Jacksonville is not going to be, any type of good team. Everybody thought they'll be better, but not necessarily good. Then we go down there and get shut out. And then you turn around and, play the Chiefs, who's one of the hottest teams in the NFL. You beat the Chiefs, who they turn around and beat another hot team. So you have some momentum in your head thinking like, hey, we got this thing figured out. But at the end of the day, you got to go out there on Sundays and play. And like I said, when you're playing divisional opponents, it's hard. It shouldn't be anything coaches have to say to motivate guys or get you ready to play. Everybody knows the importance of divisional games. And like I said, when you're talking about the Colts and the Titans, this is a rival. This is like, I hate you, you hate me. We both agree to hate each other, and let's just go out there and slug it out. So when you go out there and just see that our energy didn't necessarily match their energy, it kind of just hurts a little. Not hurts, but it hurts your team because you're not, going out there to start the game how you envision and how you talked about all week, starting the game fast. And it seemed like the Titans did, everything that we were hoping that the Colts, came out and did to start the game.
Well, NFL fans on social media, let's talk about Overreaction Monday, because let's talk about, oh my goodness. There's a lot of fans out there that are already ready for the Colts to tank the season and go get a quarterback, get the coach and the GM fired. Let's complete reset button in week 4, starting week 5. Is it too early to do that?
I think it's always too early to do it. I think all those type of talks, man, has to come, late in the year when you know what your outcome is about to be, you know what's going on. But when you're still at the beginning of the year, and I know it's not the start that we hoped, and you look at our divisional record 0-2. When you look at the statistics and coming back from those type of deficits, it's not in our favor. But at that same token, our division, I still feel like it's up for grabs. It's not one dominant team in the division, so we can still, run off those wins if we find this thing and find, and fix our issues and do all those things, because we know that'll be our easier path to getting in the playoffs, is just winning our division. But I mean, this slow start, man, it's just, at first I thought it was, we'll get out of it. New chemistry issues, the more reps, the better. But like I think I mentioned a few pods ago, when you get to week 5, week 6, you are what you put on film. It is what it is, at the end of the day. And right now, I think everybody sees the issues that we have on the offensive side of the ball, and they're taking advantage of it. Matt Ryan don't have much time to throw. Every time he gets touched, he's fumbling the ball. JT can't get free. We don't have any wide receivers winning their matchups like we need to. But at that same token, I think we still got the guys in the locker room and on the team to kind of put this thing together and string off some wins. Because like you said, you watch the Kansas City game and you feel good about yourself after watching a team like that, and we go out there and beat them. I just don't know what it is that we start so slow and have to fight our way back into the game in the second half when we're damn near just going against the clock at the end of the day.
And it's not like the Colts had a bunch of 3 and outs against the Titans. Okay, they would drive the ball and then kill themselves. Right? They at the 40 or 50 or the other 40, where they would move the ball through the air. I mean, Ryan had like 350 yards passing. I mean, come on. The tight ends were playing phenomenal, right? Football.
Mo Alley Cox, yeah, he had a big game. I was happy to see that too.
I thought Mo and Kylan Granson both had massive games in this one, and Kylan Granson seemed like the guy that Matt was had faith in to throw that third down conversion, to. Jelani had a one target, but he made the most out of it. And as you said, Mo Alley Cox was out there just doing his thing, finally stepping up and doing something nice in the passing game. But then there would be a fumble, or there would be an interception, or there would be a penalty.
Just a bad play. Yeah, just something bad always kills the momentum.
Yeah. So is this something that could just be in their head, and that they're letting this kind of fester with them, and more worried about it and it actually happens, or what do you think? Something like this or is it just terrible focus and execution?
I think it's more so, I won't say terrible, but it might be the correct term to use for where we're at in the season right now. But I just think it's the execution part. I mean, I know during the course of a week, you're going over all the mistakes. Like you're doing extra practice on trying to, cover up the mistakes from the past week. So it's not like that they're not working on trying to get better at the things that they're not good at right now. So I'm not going to sit here and just say we need to do this week at practice, or we need to do that, because I know that they're doing it. I think it just comes down to the players executing it on Sunday. And like you said, it might be a little bit of, I guess some negative thoughts creeping in their head when we're going out there or whatnot. But when you be watching the replays, or when you see certain things like for instance, like Matt Ryan, every time he gets sacked, it seems like it's a fumble. Just protect the ball. Let's just take the sack and we'll live to fight another down. But when we're turning over the ball, that's putting your whole team in a bind. It's putting your defense in a bind. I mean, sacks happen, interceptions happen. I get all that, but the stuff that we can control, like I'm talking about, just hanging on to the ball, making sure we don't give them the ball. Now, interceptions, those guys make money on their side too. It can be bad throws, but they can make plays on that side. But when, we're just fumbling the ball and having these stupid turnovers and these stupid penalties, I mean, it's just causing a whole negative, I guess, output for the rest of the team. Defense coming on the field, not with the same energy that, that they probably should. So I just think it's just the players executing better, man. We just got to execute a lot better and do the little things a lot better than what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I really, honestly, that interception that he threw, I can't put it on him. I mean, he had an open guy. He was throwing it to him. The defensive tackle jumped up, tipped the ball, and then watched it and followed it right into. That was a hell of a defensive play, man. I can't put that on Ryan. I got to put it on the Titans defensive tackle. I thought he played phenomenal right there. But not only did the Colts lose this game, they've got some injuries, and that's going to be carrying on with them. Now, DeForest Buckner walked into this game already with an elbow injury. We all saw it. It looks like he's got a mechanical arm, like he's the Winter Soldier or something right now. So he only had, I think 13 snaps or something like that during the game. Shaquille Leonard walks in, plays a drive, gets a concussion, right? That's not something you want to see either. No. And then we come find out that one of our best rotational pieces, Tyquan Lewis, also after the game walks out, ends up having concussion symptoms, and now he's out. This is tough on a defense when you put up a game the way you did and lose, and now you're walking out of here and you're losing a lot of your big name guys. How do you deal with that?
Man, I know it's a cliche in the NFL right now, but even back in 2009, 2010, when I was playing with the Colts, I mean, it's the next man up. At the end of the day, it's the next man up. Don't nobody care about your problems. Don't nobody care that you got guys that's injured. You look across the league right now, it's a lot of guys starting to get banged up. A lot of teams starting to have, certain key guys that's out as part of it. It's almost expected. So the guys that's been the role players that now have to step up and start the roles, you just hope they've been doing their job behind the scenes and getting themselves prepared just like they was a starter from day one. So when they get their opportunity on Sunday, you expect the same production, same type things to happen.
All right, so that's going to be the end of this episode where we go over the loss to the Titans. Appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. Share this to your favorite social media. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen. That's Jerraud Powers. And this was brought to you by Bet Online. Bleav in Colts. Go check it out. As usual, go Colts.
Do you believe?